Hi everybody, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Lauren, and if you've been here before, I have saved your seat at my craft table. Today's video is the final installment of the Carnival ticket book that we began together. And in the first video, we began the base and then we started decorating some of the pages on a live craft with Nicola. The final video today is going to be embellishing the rest of the pages and then a final flip through at the end. The paper embellishments in this project are all from Shabby Carousel Digital Collection by Shabby Art Boutique for the craft room, except for one thing that I have added, which are some balloon word phrases. The kit includes many word phrases in the form of tickets, arrows, and signs, and I use those as well, but I added in some of these balloon words too as a background cover. I have a full tutorial on how to download any font for free to Cricut Design Space, and I will link that below. But I am using a font called Ballooning from the website DaFont. So for this page, I am using this beautiful decorative tool. It has embroidered flowers at the bottom of the tool in the same peachy pink tone, and I'm using this as a background cover behind the elements just to add another layer of texture. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the first video, but I have to say, one big boo-boo that I made was sewing and gluing my ticket bases together prior to embellishing each one. The tool that I just applied is a great example because I couldn't sew it on because then the seams would show through to the other side. So instead I had to rely on the glue behind the paper ephemera in order to hold it down. So my tip is definitely to decorate each individual page first and then attach them together. I use the tabs in the kit to help pull out hidden journaling cards tucked between the pages, and these also provide additional space to add charms. Instead of charms, threading a ribbon through would also be very pretty and helpful for pulling out the cards that are inside the pockets. Underneath the fussy cut elements, I'm using a tiny little puffy tape circles, and some are glued down flat in order to add dimension. So some are popped up, some are flat. Some of the tickets have pockets at the top and the others open from the right side. You could have bottom pockets as well, just glue or sew 3 sides closed and leave one open. For this journaling card, I'm using another tab from the kit and then my Crocodile to punch a hole for this jump ring, and then I'm going to attach this matching Ferris wheel. This journaling card will tuck safely inside, and the only clue will be this little charm dangling from the bottom. I like secret hidden tuck spots because over time they become a surprise even to myself. I ran into the same problem obviously here with this sparkly chiffon. It would have been different if the material wasn't sheer, but I just didn't want glue residue to show through, so I'm going to rely on the glued down elements to keep it in place and then glue around the edges where the paper covers any glue marks. I actually think this might work to my advantage by leaving the top open for a little hidden pocket. It's just the perfect size to stuff real tickets from the state fair or the ticket ephemera from the kit. The fabric could also easily lift up to provide blank journaling space underneath. I rarely ever use sparkle or shimmer in my projects, but I have to say I am loving this and I may need to revisit this type of fabric in the future. On this ticket, I wanted to emphasize the Sweet Treats cupcake card, so I have Sweet Treats balloon words to help fill some of the background space, and then I decorate it with a mixture of pink and mint cupcakes at the bottom in varying sizes. There's also a cotton candy cart and a floral cart in the kit as well. On the back of the journaling cards, I plan to write about summer memories and also glue or tape photos of our family's trips to the fair. There are spaces on the front of the tickets too for photos or journaling, albeit small spaces, but there are still spaces. But I like the plan of having most of them tucked away for 1, to keep the pictures safe, but also 2, the color palette here is so specific and shabby chic and my pictures won't match as perfectly. These tabs at the top of the journaling cards with the charms are an easy reminder that there is a goodie inside. It's easy to forget sometimes where the pockets and the tuck spaces are, so this is a helpful reminder. I forgot to mention on the last page with the ice cream, in the tuck spot I also made little pictures in Polaroid slides, and they were an entire strip at first, but I ended up cutting them into individual pieces to spread out through the journal. On this page, I cut the mint ribbon to resemble a prize-winning ribbon at the fair, and I only glued the top and the bottom so that the ribbon can also double as a tuck spot. After laying out a possible collage, I then added some tulle with my hot glue in order to match the elements in the collage. and I added a clown charm to match the clown ephemera. I didn't make this little girl with the cotton candy into a shaker, but I still added acetate behind the Polaroid in order to add a shine like a real photo. Don't forget journaling space on the back of these too. You can really get creative with these little books when it comes to space. For this page, I added lace to 2 of the 4 edges, and then I pinned back the right side in order to create a pocket. I added a scrap piece of paper inside while I glued down my fussy cuts, and I'm showcasing the carousel horse on this one surrounded by flowers because the ticket underneath is of the carousel. And I also wanted some interactive elements, so I made a few shakers using this Polaroid and characters from the kit such as the clown and the beautifully dressed ladies. I sized the elements down to 1/2 inch for these Polaroids in comparison to the 3-inch size that I'm using for the ticket pages. I have foam in between the picture and the Polaroid in order to allow room for the sequins to move freely inside, and I get this foam from the Dollar Tree. I use the postboard foam. The shakers can tuck right inside a little netting of lace, and then on other pages I use tiny little 5x1 magnets in order to attach them to the page. I did this so that I can still write something behind the photo or glue another photo down and not lose any space. So in other words, it gave me more real estate on each page. You'll see what I'm referring to at the end during the final flip through when I place the magnetized Polaroid onto a page. I get the magnets from Amazon, and I always get 1 millimeter in width so that they're nice and flat underneath your paper. For this last page, I sewed acetate in between the 2 tickets to make a shaker inside the page, and I added peachy pink glitter before adorning the front with fussy cuts. I really like the banner in the top right corner with the beautiful lady in the center. Now that I'm finished decorating my pages, it's time to bind them together. Originally, I was going to use large binder rings for assembling the pages together, but as per usual, I thoroughly underestimated the height of my finished product, so I have resorted to using some peachy pink chiffon and also matching mint. I couldn't decide which color I wanted, so I just went with both. I do like using the ribbon as a binding solution because it is impermanent. It can easily expand with your project while you create and also over time. So as I add photos throughout the years, I can loosen the ribbon and retie as needed. Another option besides chiffon ribbon would be yarn. I saw that Dollar Tree has a variety of different colored yarn in their craft aisle, and I would have gone with this option if it was in the right color. So you can see all I'm doing here is threading the ribbon through the holes, one on the top and one on the bottom. Ideally, eyelet should be used here as well, but as I'm keeping this for myself, I'm skipping this step to save supplies. On the front cover in the corner here, I want to add a little plastic chain for a charm dangle, and I will use this lobster clasp so that it can be removed. This white plastic chain is from Temu, and I'll use matching white and mint jump rings to attach a few charms. A popcorn or 2, a lollipop, and a gumball. If you know me, you know the strain I was under resisting loading this up with charms. I had to restrain myself because although I do love a good chunky charm dangle, I didn't want to take away from the elements that I already placed on the right side, and that is my main showpiece. The ice cream charm was originally purple, but that was obviously not going to work for this project, so I painted it to match the mint palette, and then I rolled it in a fine glitter dust. And that's about it. Some of the pages were already decorated on the live with Nicola, so I'll go through a complete flip through now so that you can see all the finished pages. Thank you for crafting along with me today, and I'll set this to music now. I'll see you all very soon. Take care.